So we are back again with another video, and today we'll be doing our match preview and predicted lineup for Arsenal's away game against Burnley. Yippee, Burnley. We all love playing Burnley. They're like the Stoke of this league, you know, no one ever likes playing Burnley, do they? But we do have to face Burnley away from home. Now again with Burnley, it's one of them ones. We did lose to them at the Emirates since for the first time since 1970, I believe, sometime in the 1970s anyway, so it's not going to be an easy game. But you know, before that game we have had good form against Burnley. You know, we've won games, some quite comfortably, some we've edged it out in, you know, extra time in 90+1 in 2 minutes, Alexis Sanchez penalties or whatnot. It's been mad with Burnley at times, and they're one of them teams you need a lot of creativity in the side to break them down, and I think that's what we should be doing in this game. And I think I will be going with a very creative side, and I will be playing a lot of creative players because I think we'll need it in this game, you know. And looking at our injury list at the moment, it's probably better than most other teams, to be honest. So I guess we are rotating, we are using our squad, and we saw that in the last game in the Premier League we had to rotate, make 6 changes from the Benfica one, and we played some fringe players, and we won against Leicester, 3-1 win. No one really expected it, but we pulled off the win, which was very important for us. And you know, that helps, you know, pulling off wins and things like that. But we need to move on, we need to keep going, keep using our squad. In terms of our injury list, we only have one out, which is Emile Smith-Rowe. He has got an injury, I think it's on his hip, Arteta said. It looks quite concerning. I'm not sure if he's going to be available, but I'm just going to assume he's not. I don't want to risk him anyway because we have such a long run in now, big games coming up: West Ham, Liverpool, Tottenham, Europa League, Olympiacos, then we have a quarter-final if we'll get to it. So big games coming up, and I think for Smith-Rowe we need to rest him out for this one. But a lot of creativity will be needed for this game against Burnley. I'll get into that in my predicted lineup. But again, just looking at this game from a whole, we will need, you know, those killer passes. We need directness to break down Burnley, because they're just going to sit back. We all know what Burnley are going to do in this game. They're just going to put all their men behind the ball, just sit back and then just try and counter attack or get some scrappy goal. That's exactly what Burnley do, and we all know that's what Burnley do, and they're not going to score a crap load of goals. Well, they did against Crystal Palace, but again, they have exceptions. Everyone has their exceptions. But recently, you know, Burnley got pulled apart by Tottenham 4-0. And looking at the Premier League table, for us especially, we are again in 10th. Even that win against Leicester didn't really pull us up the table that much, but again, you just need consistency because teams above us are picking up points now. It is starting to settle a bit, I think, in terms of the league table. Will West Ham drop off or something like that? Will Aston Villa drop off? Will Everton drop off? Who knows? But we are 10th at the moment, and Burnley are 15th. That's actually lower than I thought. They were 5 points off relegation of Fulham, and they need to get a move on Burnley. If they could be dragged into a late relegation battle along with the likes of Brighton and Newcastle and Fulham. So it's going to be a big one. Let's see how we do in this one, but let's get straight into the predicted lineup. Starting off in goal, I'll be going with Bernd Leno. Now again, he is a number 1 goalkeeper. He's been playing very well recently. Not had loads to do, but when he has done very well for us, and he is a number 1 goalkeeper, and I'll be keeping him in goal. Moving into the back four now, I'll be making 2 changes from the game against Leicester in the back four. First of all, Cedric at right back. That's not one change, it's my right back, but I'm not going to put Hector Bellerin back in. We don't need that hipster in the side. We need to go with Cedric, and because Cedric and Pepe, that link up worked very well, and I think it was one of the reasons why Pepe played so well in that Leicester game. And you know, beating Leicester isn't an easy feat. A lot of top 6 sides haven't done it, so we did something special, we did something different, and it worked, because you need something special to beat Leicester at home nowadays at their ground. So I think Cedric did very well at right back. I've said it for time, he's probably the best right back in our club at the moment, going forward, even defensively, and I don't want Bellerin near that side, and that's just my opinion. And Cedric right back. Left back, Kieran Tierney. This one's pretty obvious. We have no one else really to put there. I'd rather see Cedric at right back, and we don't really have any other guy who can fill in at left back, if I'm honest. But yeah, Kieran Tierney now, he has to step it up and he has to stay fit because we need him so badly. He gets crucial goals for us, he does so well for us, gets assists, everything, just everything about this guy is superb. Best left back in the league at the moment for me, and yeah, Kieran Tierney at left back. I'm going to change the back 2 up. I'm going to take Luis and Maria off the side. I'm going to put in Gabriel and Rob Holding. These two do have a bit of a partnership. It is a bit iffy at times, but I do want to make rotations. I do want to change up the side a bit because Maria and Luis are the one that for me are going to be starting the game against Olympiacos. So I want Gabriel Holding getting minutes in this one. They need to improve their defensively. They need to improve themselves, and I think they're 2 tall, stronger lads, and hopefully they can cope Burnley physically, and that's what we need. And they're not going to have loads to do do. You know, if I'm honest, they're not going to have loads to do. So the fact that, you know, they can improve their relationship together will be crucial, because they're two defenders that have been pretty good for us this season at times, if I'm honest. So let's just see how that one works. But I'll be going with Gabriel and Rob Holding. Moving into the midfield three now. First of all, on the right hand side, Bukayo Saka. For me, I'm gonna put him a bit back. I'm gonna put him into the midfield. I'm gonna start him in this game. You know, some may say rest him, or even you put him instead of Pepe, but you can't take Pepe out the side at the moment because he played so well with Cedric. So I'm gonna keep them two there, and I'm gonna put Saka on right mid. Saka can play right mid, and I think he can do a very good job for us. And as I said, you need to try and cram as much creativity into that team as you can while trying to keep a balance, and I think Saka can do that because defensively he's very good. We've seen that when he's played left back, and he can play in the midfield as well. So I'm going to put him on right mid, and I think he could do a very good job for us going forward, linking up with Pepe, cutting inside, you know, linking up with Aubameyang and the guys next to him, and I think that'll be very good for us. Next to him, like in the central area, we're going with Martin Erdegaard. Martin Erdegaard, you know, he needs to play a huge role for us now because Smith Rowe, I don't know how long he's going to be out for. You know, we don't know. So I think Erdegaard in this game, in future games, especially against Olympiacos, will have to play a crucial role for us. So Martin Erdegaard will start for me. In the left of that midfield, I'll go with Granit Xhaka. Again, I don't like picking Granit Xhaka, but I think in this game he can be the anchor in that midfield, in terms of you can just sit back when we're going forward and try and play some of those forward passes when he can, and in the build-up play, because I thought his build-up play in the Leicester game wasn't too bad, and I think we'll need that. And as much creativity as we're thinking, we do need someone who will sit back, and I think Erdegaard, Saka are forward, Granit Xhaka can sit back, so that's going to be my midfield of Xhaka, Erdegaard, Saka. Not the most orthodox, but I think, you know, you need to change things up to try and get past Burnley's backline. Moving into the front three now. First of all, on the right hand side, Nicolas Pepe. I cannot take him out the side, Pepe, because, you know, when he plays well, you have to keep him consistent, you have to keep playing him, and Mikel Arteta is a headache now because you're going into the game against Olympiacos. After this one, who do you play? Do you play Pepe if he plays well against him this one, or do you go with Saka, or put Saka behind him, or drop Saka, or drop Pepe? What do you do? Because both players are doing well at the moment at right wing, and it's a very competitive position. Maybe you could put Pepe at left wing, but his connection with Cedric so good down the right hand side, so it's a good headache that Arteta has at the moment. But Pepe is going to keep his place in the side for me at right wing, because once you do well, you stay in the team, you know. And for me, that's going to be Pepe. In the left wing row, I'm going to go with Willian. That's the first ever time since the Community Shield I've picked Willian, I think, unless I picked him for the Fulham game. But since the start of the season, I haven't picked him in a predicted lineup, and I'm going to do it today because he's had two good performances. He played well against Benfica when he came on, and he played well, really well against Leicester, gave him a 9 in that one. So I think you need to continue playing him, especially when you're trying to rotate the side, when you're trying to fit players in. I think we need to keep Willian there, because the more confidence you can get out of him, the more product you're going to get out of him, because he's one of them experienced players. When he can turn it on, he will do very well for you. It's a surprising one, but I'm going to stick with Willian. Up front as the main striker, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He had a well-deserved rest at the weekend against Leicester, along with Saka as well, so both are going to come back into the side. Aubameyang up front for me, and again, he's one player. He needs to keep going, because he scored brace against Newcastle early on, and scored the hat-trick against Leeds, then scored the 2 against Benfica, and we really need someone like him in our side, because, you know, goals, we need him from him. And in a crunch time of the season, where our season is going to be decided, we need someone like him on form. He scored around 13 goals this season, which ain't that bad considering he's had a rubbish season, but I think we need more from him. Let's see if he can keep going and hit those forms he did, you know, a year or two ago. So that is my predicted lineup for this game. Do you agree or disagree? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. But just lastly, it's going to be Burnley, so it's going to be one of them where we get a scrappy win, or we lose scrappily, or it's going to be one of them where we do pull Burnley apart. It's just my opinion. We could easily win 4-0, we could easily lose 1-0, we could easily win 2-1. Again, it's going to be very unpredictable. We'll see how Burnley do turn out, but looking at their last result against Tottenham doing so poorly, it does suggest that we can pull them apart in this game, but we do need more confidence now going into a game against Olympiacos, which is going to be a big mental battle for us. So hopefully we can get the win here, try and move forward in the table, because that's what we need to do. Hopefully we can make a late push for some of those spots, because the league is so open at the moment that anything is possible. And if we can put a run together, you know, Man City went from 10th to 1st, why can't we try and make a push for top 6, top 4? It's going to be very difficult, especially if we do go forward in the Europa League into the quarters, semis, etc. Then you start focusing more on the Europa, because because it's much easier because you know where you're going, you know what you have to do, and that is to win games and try and get through to the next rounds. But again, let's just see how it goes in the next few weeks. But they're so crucial now. Next few weeks we got West Ham, Liverpool, both teams doing, obviously Liverpool not, but you know they can, you know, we know what Liverpool can do. They did it last season, that's why they won the league. So, and we've got Spurs coming up as well next week, so it's going to be very, very difficult these next few weeks. But if you have enjoyed this video, please subscribe and smash the like button, turn on post notification bell if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next one.